All right, ever thought about exploring the United Arab Emirates in a totally different way? I'm talking about from behind the wheel of a camper van. Today, we're ditching the usual city guides and mapping out the ultimate UAE road trip. Let's hit the road. So, when you think of the UAE, what comes to mind? Probably those massive futuristic skyscrapers, right? Well, what if I told you there's a whole other world out there? We're talking epic mountain roads, quiet, beautiful coastlines, and huge open deserts just waiting for you. Let's go see what's really hiding beyond those city lights. So, you might be wondering, a camper's paradise? In the UAE? And yeah, it sounds surprising, but it turns out the country is almost perfectly set up for it. Let's break down the secret recipe for what makes it such an incredible road trip destination. You know, the perfect road trip has a few key ingredients. And believe it or not, the UAE has them all. You've got these amazing, high-quality highways that smoothly turn into winding mountain roads. And the best part? You can go from desert dunes to a cool coastline in just a couple of hours. Plus, you're never far from a gas station or a cafe when you need a break. Throw in that amazing weather from October to April, and you've got the perfect setup. Seriously. Okay, so we know why it's so easy and convenient. Now for the really fun part. Where do you actually go? Get ready because we're about to take a quick tour of some of the most spectacular, jaw-dropping landscapes the UAE has to offer. And you can see them all from the driver's seat of your camper. First step on our itinerary, the big one. We're heading to Jebel Jais in Ras Al Khaimah. It's the highest peak in the entire country. And here, it's really all about the journey. The road is just a dream. I'm talking smooth asphalt that winds and climbs its way up the mountain. With every turn, you get these absolutely breathtaking panoramic views of the Hajar Mountains. And then, once the sun sets and the cities are just a distant glow, wow, it becomes one of the best places in the country to just look up and see the stars. All right, from those high mountain peaks, let's do a complete 180. We're heading for an ocean breeze on the East Coast. Driving along the Fujairah coast honestly feels like you've been transported somewhere else entirely. The whole vibe is just so much more relaxed. The roads literally wind right along the water's edge. It's milder, it's greener, and there are just countless little spots where you can pull over, grab a coffee, and just soak in that incredible view. Okay, our third major stop is a place that's a super popular weekend getaway, and for a very good reason. We're talking about Hara. The drive out here from Dubai is a stunner, taking you right through these amazing wadi landscapes and desert dunes. And once you arrive, there's so much to do. You can check out some of the local cultural sites, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can hit the trails. It's a massive destination for hiking. It really is the perfect mix of adventure and history. Okay, wow, that was a super fast tour of just a few of the options out there. So with all these great choices, how do you pick the right one for you? Let's put them side by side to make that decision just a little bit easier. So choosing your perfect route really just boils down to what kind of vibe you're looking for. If you want those epic panoramic mountain views and some incredible stargazing, Jebel Jais is a no-brainer. But if a chill, relaxed coastal drive is more your speed, you're going to want to head to Fujairah. For a fantastic family trip that includes a truly iconic drive, the route to El Ain and Jebel Hafit is absolutely perfect. And hey, if you just want something easy and scenic without a lot of fuss, the Sharjah-Khor Road is awesome. All right, so you've got your dream route picked out. Now let's talk about the practical stuff, the nuts and bolts. And listen, getting these details right is absolutely crucial for a smooth, fun, and, legal trip. So let's cover the essential rules and tips. Okay, now for what is probably the single most important rule of them all. You absolutely cannot just pull over and camp wherever you feel like it. I'm serious. Spontaneous, roadside overnight stops are a big no-no. You have to use licensed official campsites. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this one. And here's another super critical warning. Do not, I repeat, do not take your rental van off-road. It's so tempting, I know, but as our sources make really clear, any damage that happens out on the sand or in the desert is not covered by insurance. That is a massive financial risk you just don't want to take. So please, stick to the paved roads. So to wrap up the planning part, you can really break it down into 4 simple steps. First, plan your route, but make sure you know where your approved official overnight stops are going to be. Second, think about the size of your vehicle. A smaller van is going to be way easier to handle on those winding mountain roads. Third, Try to time your trip between October and April. That's when you'll get the best weather. And finally, just double check with the rental company about what camping gear is actually included. You don't want any surprises when you get there. We are almost ready to hit the road. There's just one last piece of the puzzle to figure out: choosing the perfect ride for your big adventure. Let's quickly look at the main options you've got. The right vehicle really just depends on your trip. A more compact camper van is going to be your best friend if you're planning on tackling those tight, winding mountain roads. But if you're traveling with your family and just need more space, a full-size RV might be the way to go. Just be aware, it definitely requires a little more experience behind the wheel. So, the big question: what does an adventure like this actually cost? Well, according to our source material, you can find rentals starting from around 650 dirhams a day. Now, depending on the vehicle you choose, of course, that makes this kind of incredible, unique road trip surprisingly affordable. So there you have it. The UAE is, without a doubt, a road tripper's paradise. You've got everything from mountains to the sea. It's the perfect recipe for an unforgettable adventure. You know the best routes, you know the crucial rules, and you know what kind of ride to get. So really, the only question left is, where are you going to go first?